I don't know. What's up with you?
I'm just going to do the read.
Please.
I love sports. I love them so much. I never want them to stop. But as the playoffs wind down, we get fewer games, and the sports just aren't sporting like I want them to. But FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want, and all I have to do is open the app and dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. This summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every single day all summer long. So head on over to FanDuel.com/UCSS to start making the most out of your summer. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
All right. Let's start. I'm gonna. We got to get into Denzel Ward, and obviously, the joint training camp practices here between the Browns and the Vikings. Obviously, things got pretty physical. Apparently, Kevin O'Connell complained that it was too physical.
It was too physical. He went over to Jim Schwartz and essentially asked him to tone it down, according to everyone out there.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Tyvis?
So when you do a joint practice, it's always you got to check the temperature of your opponent. All right. Usually they come together before. It's always a meeting with both teams to say, listen, we're going to practice like professionals. We're going to get some good work in. There will be no fighting. If you fight, you're dismissed.
There's always fighting.
Yeah, that's usually the rules. They like to lay those things down. And when you get out there,
I hate that we're using Dove Kleiman. This guy is an aggregator. He's disgusting.
He sold his account.
We should not be using his stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
it's all right. I thought it said something about Jim Schwartz. That's what I thought you was going
Sorry,
on.
my bad.
But after that, usually you get to your Indy. Indy, it's very competitive, one-on-ones, defensive line versus offensive line. That gets a little chippy, but nothing too crazy. The team period is where all the work comes in. And you have to be, it's not like you can go 50%. You got to go at a good tempo. I guess when they say too physical, maybe these linebackers was really hitting these running backs, And as a running back, you kind of set the tone. The running back is usually the one that sets what's going to happen. If he gets that ball and he tries to run through somebody, it's on the floor for the rest of the day. There's no toning it down. It is what it is. So if Aaron Jones got that ball and tried to run over JOK or somebody like that,
it's on.
That's it. For the rest,
going back
that's it. So you gotta be mindful of what you're gonna do. And to say too physical, that's. To hear a coach say that, that
comes off as soft, right?
It does come off as a soft thing because it's we getting you ready for game day. The Browns defense was one of the best last year. So they're literally helping your offense become a better offense because if you can make some things happen and have some success against them, when you get to the season, it should be a piece of cake. So I'm shocked to hear Kevin O'Connell say that. The only reason I feel like he said that is because Jordan Addison got carted off. J.J. McCarthy is out. They're starting to get guys.
Well, McCarthy got hurt before.
True,
He's been hurt,
but I'm just saying.
They lost 3 different guys in practice yesterday.
That's what I'm saying. Guys are getting hurt, so
Yeah.
that's why I think he's hey, come on now. We got to make it to the season. So I understand that concern, but the too physical, I wouldn't have said that.
It struck me the most complete off-putting wrong way. And I like Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a really good head coach and has a chance to be a really successful head coach for years, but when you come into a joint practice, and Tyvis, I'll defer to you as someone who's did this. I can just see it from the outside. It's not a game, but it's as close to some game-like situations as you can actually replicate in practice where you're going the ones-on-the-ones, offensive line, defensive line. It's competitive. It's guys that you don't practice against for weeks on weeks on weeks throughout training camp. And then to come out and say, hey, tone down the physicality. To me, that just says your team's not ready, and the Browns were more ready for that situation, more prepared and more ready to kind of bring the fight to Minnesota. And I'm not looking at anything from joint practices and taking it and writing it down and say, Sam Darnold went 1 for 12 in these 11-on-11s. The Vikings are going to go 0-17, or the Browns defense is going to hold teams to 3 points per game this year. I don't think you take it in that context. But I feel much better about the Browns than I do about the Vikings, hearing that Cleveland was the more physical team. They were essentially unblockable in every drill. And the other coach had to ask Jim Schwartz, hey, calm down. Take it easy, buddy.
I need to hear the context behind it.
Was
it a joking matter?
Player had just gone down. I think it was the third player for the Vikings that went down with injury yesterday that was carted off.
Well, I know Addison and Thayer got hurt, two
receivers. But see, the thing about it is once, like I said, once you see how, if you knew that their defense was going to be very physical, as an offense, your mindset should be, I got to match that, or I'm going to get dominated.
Exactly.
So, I don't understand why they didn't. Like I said, I get the injury parts, but that's part of the game. That's part of practice. If you rolled an ankle or something like that, okay, that's part of the gig. But I don't think a coach should ever say tone it down. If anything, I'm telling them, y'all see what type of time that y'all better pick y'all intensity up. Like, what y'all doing?
Couldn't you tell your own team, hey, we're getting our asses kicked, like, pick this shit up, as opposed to going to Jim Schwartz and asking.
That's what
Tony,
he should have did.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could deliver the same message in, like, the big picture of what you're trying to get out of your team, but do it in a way that doesn't come off as, like you mentioned, being soft.
I think the Vikings are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year, personally.
Dang.
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Well, who's their quarterback?
Sam Darnold's their quarterback.
You know what? The only quarterback from his draft class that's been to the Super Bowl.
As a backup.
So what? He was there.
Who was he backup for? Where he went to the Super Bowl?
Brock Purdy last year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how much did he contribute to that team?
One game. He played Week 18.
That's like giving.
Hey!
That's like giving Austin Hedges credit for the Rangers winning the World Series.
That's further than any other quarterbacks have won in that draft class.
Yeah, congratulations to him. If he were the quarterback, he wouldn't have gone. They wouldn't have won a playoff round, let alone gotten to the Super Bowl.
I guess we'll find out this year.
Yeah, I mean, what do you like about that team? Their running back situation.
Who, the Vikings?
Yeah. Is shake. Obviously, Justin Jefferson's great, but
Hawkinson's coming off injury.
I don't think their defense is very good. Hawkinson's coming off injury.
Who do they even have on defense anymore? Because
they signed
Danielle
Grenard.
Hunter's gone.
They got Grenard, essentially a swap Hunter for
Okay.
Grenard. Their defense was decent last year.
Who are they corners? Byron Murphy?
Murphy and
No clue.
Harrison Smith is a dog.
He's older though.
Yeah, but he's still pretty good.
They lost.
Well, they have one of the worst starting quarterbacks in the league,
don't know
a
who they
mediocre
got.
running game, and they do have one great receiver, but a tight end coming off injury, we don't know he's going to be back. So with a mediocre defense, I don't think that, and they're in a tough division.
Well, if that-
well,
with everything that
NFC
you just
Central's
pointed
tough.
out, then the Browns should have looked dominant.
Exactly,
over there.
which they did, and they should. And it's just another example of why I think the Vikings, not that anybody cares, but why the Vikings aren't going to be good, because they're soft as Charmin. I mean, that's pathetic. You're right. We are maybe missing some context as to how he said it. Maybe it was taken, maybe that wasn't the exact quote. Who the hell knows? But, I mean, that is freaking pathetic. You know, these coaches are always complaining that they don't have enough practice time, right? And we always hear this from coaches. These guys don't tackle right. Always complaining about the players and all the rules for the players.
Yeah.
Well, now you're complaining it's too physical? I mean, give me a break.
I would love
What
to.
is this, Tiddlywinks?
I would have to see how they come out today.
Maybe Kevin O'Connell should coach a Jacks team instead.
I was supposed to go to the practice today after this,
Yeah.
but I got something to do in Columbus, so I can't go.
Me.
So, yeah, I would have loved to have went, though. It would have been perfect to go today because I wanted to see how the Vikings, knowing that
Respond.
these
Yeah.
reports is out,
Yeah.
I got to see how you respond to this.
Let's see if they have any balls on that team and they punch back.
That's what I wanna know.
Right?
Yeah.
And then how do the Browns respond to that?